Hello guys, how are you all? Welcome to my channel, Cracking IELTS 9.0. So today I'll be discussing the reading passage 3 of Cambridge 16 academic reading module, test 3. The title of the passage is Plant Thermometer Triggers Springtime Growth by Measuring Nighttime Heat. Okay, so what's the first question that we have got here? So these are the set of questions that we have got. First one is true, false, not given. And then we have some match the information. And then we have few fill-ups. Okay. So let's look at them one by one. Right. So what is the first question in true, false, not given? The Cambridge scientists' discovery of the thermometer molecule caused surprise among the other scientists. Okay. So what is the keyword? The Cambridge scientists' discovery of this thermometer molecule has caused surprise among the other scientists. So these are the keywords, whether it's surprise or not. That's what we have to check. So let's read the first paragraph and try to understand, okay? An international team of scientists led by the University of Cambridge has discovered that the thermometer molecule in plants enables them to develop according to seasonal temperature changes. Researchers have revealed that molecules called phytochromes used by plants to detect light during the day actually change their function in darkness to become cellular temperature gauges that measure the heat of the night. The new findings published in the journal Science show that phytochromes control genetic switches in response to temperature as well as light to dictate plant development. Okay, let's read the B as well. At night, these molecules change states, and the pace at which they change is directly proportional to the temperature, says scientists who compare phytochromes to mercury in the thermometer. The warmer it is, the faster the molecular change, stimulating plant growth. So, what is the first question? The Cambridge scientists' discovery of the thermometer molecule caused surprise among other scientists. So, thermometer molecule is here itself in the first para. The University of Cambridge scientists have discovered it, but did it cause any surprise among other scientists? No, he did not mention about any surprise. So, it is clearly not given here. So, the answer is not given. Next, the target for agriculture production by 2050 could be missed. So 2050 is our keyword, could be missed. Okay, let's see what is the target here. So where is the year 2050? It is mentioned here, right? So let's read this sentence so that we can save a lot of time. It is estimated that agriculture yields will need to double by 2050. Okay, but climate change is a major threat to achieving this. Wow. Okay, key crops such as wheat, rice are sensitive to high temperatures. Thermal stress reduces crop yields by around 10% for every 1 degree rise in temperature, says lead researcher Dr. Philip Wigave from Cambridge Sainsbury Laboratory. Discovering the molecules that allow plants to sense temperature has the potential to accelerate the breeding of crops resilient to thermal stress and climate change. Wow, I think in this sentence itself we got the answer in the first sentence, right? It is estimated that the agriculture yields will need to be double by 2050, but climate change is a major threat to achieving this. So achieving this will be difficult. So achieving this can be missed. That's what the meaning, right? So the target for the agriculture production by 2050 could be missed. Yes, true. That's what he meant by that sentence. True. Hence it is true. Next. Wheat and rice suffer from a rise in temperature. I think we read it just now. Correct? See, key crops such as wheat and rice are sensitive to high temperature changes. Thermal stress reduces crop yield by around 10% for every 1 degree rise in the temperature. Yes, of course, they are affected. So, wheat and rice suffer from a rise in temperature. Yes, true. This is also true. Clearly given. Next, it may be possible to develop crops that require less water. Okay, can we develop crops that require less water. Okay. Let's read further. Discovering the molecules that allow plants to sense temperature has the potential to accelerate the breeding of crops resilient to thermal stress and climate change. Resilient. Oh, resilient to thermal stress. That's what he said. Did he mention anything about water here, guys? Anything about water is mentioned here? No. See, he says about discovering the molecules that allow plants to sense temperature has potential to accelerate the breeding of crops resilient to thermal stress and climate change. He did not tell about water. Water is not included here, right? So what will be this? It may be possible to develop crops that require less water. What can be the answer? It is not given anything. So not given is the answer clearly, right? Next, plants grow faster in sunlight than in shade. In their active state, phytochrome molecules bind themselves to DNA to restrict the plant growth. During the day, sunlight activates the molecules, slowing down growth. Oh. So if a plant finds itself in shade, phytochromes are quickly inactivated, enabling it to grow faster to find sunlight again. This is how plants compete to escape each other's shade. Light-driven changes to phytochrome activity occur very fast in less than a second, says Wiggy. So during the sunlight, what happens? During the sunlight, okay, it activates the molecules, slowing down growth. So in sunlight, the growth is slowed down. So what does he say? Plants grow faster in sunlight than in shade. No, this is false. This is telling the opposite thing, right? Next, phytochromes change their state at the same speed day and night. Day and night, they change at the same speed. That's what he talks about. Is it the same speed? Light-driven changes to phytochrome activity occur very fast in less than a second. He says about in less than a second, right? So at night, however, it is a different story in night, okay? Instead of a rapid deactivation following sundown, the molecules gradually change from their active to inactive state. This is called dark reversion. Just as memory rises in thermometer, the rate at which phytochromes revert to their inactive state during the night is a direct measure of temperature. Okay, so during the sunlight it is this story, at night it is a different story. So they are not changing at the same speed. In night, the molecules gradually change from their active to inactive state. That's what he said. Okay, so phytochrome change their state at the same speed day and night? No. In the day, they change very fast. In night, they slow down. Right? Okay, let's match the information now. We have read some paragraphs already, right? So let's see whether we came across any statements here or not. Okay. Mention of specialists who can make use of the research findings. So is there any mention of specialists till what we have read now? No, I didn't come across. A reference to a potential benefit of research findings. What is the potential benefit of research findings? Did we read anything about it? I think we read it, right? What is it? Look at the paragraph D now. I'll tell you what is the potential benefit. Okay. With weather and temperature set to become even more unpredictable due to climate change, researchers say that discovery that this light sensing molecule also functions as the internal thermometer in plant cells could help us breed tougher crops. Okay, so we can breed very tough crops. With weather and temperature set to become even more unpredictable due to climate, researchers say that the discovery that this light sensing molecule also functions as internal thermometer in plants could help us to breed tougher crops. This is the potential benefit. What is the benefit is we can breed very tough crops using this. Yes, okay. And it also allows plants to sense the temperature, has the potential to accelerate breeding crops resilient to temperature, stress and climate change. So this is the potential benefit of the research findings, right? Yes, so 34 should be D, guys, clearly. Okay. Next one, scientific support for the traditional saying. No, we did not read till now. Next one, reference to people traditionally making plans based on plant behavior. Reference to people traditionally making plans based on the plant behavior. Okay. 37, a reference to where the research has been reported. Okay, I think we have read this, right? So where is the research reported? So look at the paragraph A. The new findings published in the journal Science shows that photograms control genetic switches in response. So where is it reported? It is reported in a journal called as Science. That's what he meant, right? So what is the question? A reference to where the research has been reported. Yes, in the journal. So the answer is A, right? And this one, a reference to people traditionally making plans. Oh wow. So look at the passage C, guys. Farmers and gardeners have known for hundreds of years how responsive plants are to temperature. Warm winters cause many trees and flowers to bud early, something humans have long used to predict weather and harvest times of the coming year. Oh, so these people, they can predict the weather and harvest times for the coming years. The latest research pinpoints for the first time a molecular mechanism in plants that reacts to temperature, often triggering the buds of spring we long to see at the end of winter. Okay, so what is this? Farmers and gardeners. These are the people make plans depending on the plant behavior. See, they predict the weather and harvest times for the coming year also, right? So these are the plans they are making. So what is the answer for the 36th one? Reference to people means farmers and gardeners. So answer is C. Okay. I think we haven't read the paragraphs after E, right? So let's read from F now and try to understand. Okay. The lower temperature, the slower the rate at which phytochromes revert to inactivity. So the molecules spend more time in their active growth suppressing state. This is why plants are slower to grow in winter. Okay, plants grow slow in winter. Warm temperatures accelerate the dark reversion so that phytochromes rapidly reach an inactive state and detach themselves from the plant DNA, allowing genes to be expressed and plant growth to resume. Figge believes phytochrome thermosensing evolved at a later stage and co-opted the biological network already used for the light-based growth during the downtime of the night. Okay, right. Let's read the next passage. Some plants mainly use day length as an indicator of the season. Other species, such as daffodils, have considerable temperature sensitivity and can flower months in advance during a warm winter. Great. In fact, the discovery of the dual role of phytochromes provides the science behind a well-known rhyme long used to predict the coming season. Oak before ash, we will have a splash. Ash before oak, we are in for a soak. So this is a well-known rhyme, okay, traditional rhyme. Okay. Wiki explains. Oak trees rely much more on temperature, likely using phytochromes as thermometers to detect development, whereas ash trees rely on measuring day length to determine the seasonal timing. Okay, a warmer spring and consequently a higher likeliness of a hot summer will result in oak leafing before ash. A cold spring will see the opposite. As the British know only too well, a colder summer is likely to be a rain-soaked one. Okay, so he's giving the explanation for the saying here. So what did we read anything here in the statement? Scientific support for a traditional saying means rhyme, right? We have just read scientific support. This is the support he is giving, explanation for this rhyme, right? So what is our answer? It is G. 35 is G. Okay, let's read further now. The new findings are the culmination of 12 years of research involving scientists from Germany, Argentina, and the US, as well as Cambridge team. The work was done in a model system using a mustard plant called Arabidopsis. But Vigay says the phytochrom genes necessary for temperature sensing are found in crop plants as well. Recent advances in plant genetics now mean that scientists are able to rapidly identify the genes controlling these processes in crop plants and even alter their activity using precise molecular scalpels, adds Wiggy. Cambridge is uniquely well positioned to do this kind of research as we have outstanding collaborators nearby who work on more applied aspects of plant biology and can help us transfer this new knowledge into the field. Great, guys, great. We had a great passage here. Mention of specialist who can make use of the research findings. 33. Did we read anything about the specialist who can make use? Yes. Specialist means scientists. See, the new findings are the culmination of 12 years of research involving scientists from Germany, Argentina, and the US, as well as the Cambridge team. The work was done in a model system using this plant. Okay, so this is the mention of specialists who can use the research findings. See, 12 years of research, right? So 33 is H, clearly. Right, guys? We'll move to the last section, that is the fill-ups. Now look at the instructions here, no more than 2 words. So we can write up to 2 words here. Okay, so what's the first one? Daffodils are likely to flower early in response to dash weather. Wow, we have just read it. Where did we read? Daffodils is the keyword. Yes, in the passage G itself. Daffodils have considerable temperature sensitivity and can flower months in advance during a warm winter. Warm winter, that's what he's asking about the weather, right? So daffodils are likely to flower early in response to what? Warm winter. Warm winter weather. Or you can also write warm weather. That is also a right answer. If ash trees come into leaf before the oak trees, the weather in dash will probably be wet. Wet means a soaked one, a rain soaked one, right? Right, I think we read it here. The cold spring will see the opposite. As the British know only too well, a colder summer is likely to be a rain soaked one. A rain soaked one means wet. So the ash is coming before the oak in this case, right? So what is it? A colder summer. So the weather in summer will probably be wet. Okay. Next one. The research was carried out using a particular species of dash. Okay, there is some particular species of what? I think we read it here, right? The work was done in a model system using a mustard plant called Arabidopsis. So this is the particular species. Arabidopsis is the particular species of what? Mustard plant, right? So this is the particular species of mustard plant. So be careful, guys. You have to write the right answer. So mustard plant is the right answer, not Arabidopsis. Arabidopsis is nothing but the particular species, right? So this is the particular species of mustard plant, right? So mustard plant is our answer. Okay, so that is the end of today's session, guys. I hope it is clear. Please mention in the comment section if you have any doubts, or if I have to improve my way of explanation. Please let me know. So let's meet in some other video. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe. This will be really helpful for your friends and family members who are trying to crack the IELTS test. So until next time, goodbye. Have a great day.